Your feelings are valid. There is absolutely nothing wrong with anything, everything that you are feeling. There's nothing wrong with your feelings. The issue is in the stories that we tell ourselves around our feelings. Our feelings and emotions are meant to be felt. Our emotions are meant to be in motion. That's how we heal them. Our feelings are here to show us where we aren't free, are here to reveal to us things that we're holding in us that are stopping our Shakti, our energy from flowing, or are showing us things that are exciting and igniting to us that we are here to do. We need to cultivate the ability to be here now. And instead of telling ourselves stories about the ways that we are and the feelings that we have and the things we need to heal, we need to feel, we need to breathe, we need to be here, we need to pay attention and connect in the now to what is being revealed through the ways that we feel, through the emotions that are coming up. You are here to feel good. You are here to be free. You are here to live limitlessly. But the stories you're telling yourself may be stopping you. If you're telling yourself stories about your limitations, your lack, your trauma, your drama, whatever it is, I'm not saying that it's not valid. I'm not saying that you don't have a right to feel a certain way about something. I'm actually saying the opposite. You have every right to feel every way. It's just what are the stories you're telling yourself around that? Because if we get caught up in the stories around, oh, I'm so sensitive and I feel everything for everyone else and it's just the way that I am. I feel anytime I get around a group, I get anxiety. I have social anxiety. Like we have these stories that we tell. My personal story, my dad left when I was 5. So I have an innate fear. This is a story I used to tell, just being old Courtney for a second. I have an innate fear of abandonment. And that was a story I told myself over and over and over again. But I was so afraid of being a victim that I just chose to be in relationships expecting that everyone would leave me. I just expected that I was never worthy or good enough. And if I didn't please, if I didn't perform, if I didn't prove myself to everyone, they would leave me, that I had to do as much as I could or others would leave. And I told myself that this was because of my fear of abandonment. And this was just something that I had because my dad left. And this was just a story that I continually told until I decided that that was no longer a valid story for me. I am not innately abandonable. Again, there's Courtney making up words. But truthfully, like there's so many stories that we tell ourselves that are lies. I mean, they feel true because we've created them to be, and our realities have created proof of them. So yes, my reality created proof of the stories I was telling myself until I chose to tell different stories, until I chose to tell a story of who I wanted to be and started to show up as that version of me. And I have spent the last 2 decades doing a lot of different things to work with others in many ways to help them see their truth, to see their power, to see their innate, limitless magic. And it's because that is my greatest gift, is that I can see souls. I can see the truth of people. And so I have tried everything I can in the past to get people to see this. I have done everything I could to try and get people to see what I saw in them. And I told this story of the fact that I was not worthy until everyone saw what I saw. I wasn't worthy of seeing myself, of loving myself, of taking care of myself. I needed to do it for everyone else first. I was so afraid of showing up like this and speaking my truth and sharing the fact that it is all love and light, that it is all love and light and divinity, and we are just all here having a human experience for fun. And as soon as we can tap and tune into higher consciousness, it gets to be easy. I have known this my whole life, but the few times that I had said it, I was treated like I was crazy, so I stopped. And I just found other ways to try and get people to see what I saw. And I told all of these stories about how I felt other people, and I was here to feel them, and I was here to fix them, and I was here to problem solve for them, and I was here to hold their hand through life. And I spent a lot of time in the 4D trying to fix and problem solve and please and prove for others. And then I woke up. And then I started to do the work on myself and truly find myself and know myself and find my magic and really tap into and tune into my innate abilities and my ability to channel. And took a while before I came back out of the spiritual closet and started to open up to coaching and leading and teaching and sharing my voice again. And I have been dipping my toes in and done a few things to lead people, but I was still in this energy and frequency of feeling like I had to be the one to hold everyone's hand. Like everyone would feel like I wasn't doing enough unless I showed up and gave each person individual attention and hand holding and problem solving. And I had no interest in doing that anymore. So, where I'm going with this story that I didn't know I was going to share in this video is that recently I started, as you guys might have heard, a course called Frequency Mastery that is beyond magic. And this community that just appeared magically. You guys are magical unicorns, and I don't know where you came from, but I do know also that you are a mirror of where I am at. So I am seeing through this community, I'm seeing through this course my healing. I am seeing reflected to me the work that I have done, because I am here just channeling and leading and guiding and getting these incredible messages of what they are experiencing. And then they have this community group that I started, and they are talking so much in there and creating so much magic that I can't even keep up, and they don't need me. And it's wonderful, not because I don't want to be in there, but because it's proof to me of, for me, the fact that it gets to be easy. Is that all of these stories I used to tell myself about all of these feelings that I had about people and all of these ways that I had to use that to fix and problem solve, and I had to do all this work and exhaust myself, and enough was never, there was never an enough. I always had to do more. I always had to give more. And this was no one else telling me this. This was me telling me they needed more meditations, more practices, more everything. But that's also to say that I keep giving frequency mastery more, but it's different. I'm just doing it because I'm literally so lit up and inspired by this community of people that I want to give more. I want to create. I love it. I'm so inspired. I'm so lit up. My feelings are showing me more excitement and ignitement every day of what I'm here to share. They're showing me how easily and effortlessly my energy, my Shakti is flowing. It's showing me how much the work I've been doing has worked. The blocks are released, and there's still a few there that are getting bumped into. And even this video is hopefully clearing one of those, because it's hard for me. It's been hard for me, again, changing the story, to share my story, to share about me, because in the past I have been told that I shared too much of my own personal journey and people don't want to hear it, and so on and so forth. And I'm learning that that's not true, because your self-conscious needs proof. Your consciousness needs proof that this works. And by this, I mean living a life that you love and being who you want to be. This is wholeheartedly who I want to be. I want to be the me that shows up and records and brings through channelings, transmissions, conversations, activations, meditations that excite and ignite people to the limitless possibilities that are here for them, that connect people to their truth, to their power, to their magic, to their light. I'm here to create community that is all here equally empowering and mirroring to each other their divinity, because we are all rooting and grounding and anchored into our own divinity, our own light, our own love, our own power. So then we can just ignite and excite each other more. And I have the gift and the blessing of being this verbal channel that I am, that I always have been, and seeing now to the level that I'm letting go of control and frequency mastery, and that my channel is coming through for them, just how powerful it is. And so to go back to the beginning of this as to why I'm sharing, because I'm not just sharing this to like brag about how great my life is, but I am a little bit, because I have taken such a hard road here. And I know that a lot of you have as well. And I know I'm here to be living, breathing, authentic proof that all we have to do is be who we are, and we will attract everything that is for us to live a life beyond our wildest dreams. But you have to see the stories that you're telling yourself about your feelings and emotions, because those are where your limitations lie. It's not in the actual feelings that you've stored, it's in the stories about them. So, to go back to my original example, what I've realized recently is this feeling, this fear of abandonment that I know so well because it's always been in me, this fear that comes up. Oh, 808. This fear that comes up in me when I start to be authentic and vulnerable and feel like I'm too much, that I'm going to be abandoned, that I'm going to be judged, that I'm going to be made fun of. It's the story. It's not the feeling. When the feeling comes up, I now feel it and I see that it's not true. The feelings that are coming up, I've changed the story, and I see that the feeling is just showing me that I'm stepping into who I'm here to be. And all I have to do is breathe into it and be more of that, do that, record the video, put out this video that is creating this feeling in me, and then my Shakti and energy will flow more. Another block will be moved through. We need to allow it all. And the other fun thing is that you need to let go of controlling and needing to know how or when or what or why a feeling or emotion is going to come up. Let it happen. Let it come. Let the triggers and activations show up when they need to. The divine, your superconscious mind, your high self will activate what they need to, trigger what they need to whenever they see that you are not free. But what was a huge breakthrough for me, I actually had the breakthrough before realizing the breakthrough. I just realized this breakthrough today when I was working with a client, is that it isn't the feeling, it isn't the emotion, it's the story you tell yourself about it. Because for my client, they were going through what I had previously gone through, of being like, okay, I get it, I see it, why can't I get rid of it? Like, why is this block not going? I see these blocks that I have. I see this fear. Another fear that I had was that if people paid me for my services, for a course, for anything, then I was obligated to give them everything, because I never knew when enough was enough, because I had this innate story in me that I wasn't worthy and that anyone could abandon me, and that I just innately wasn't good enough unless I did everything I could to please someone. So when people pay me for something, I feel that I need to completely save them. And then still that's probably not enough. So this was my like money block for any of you that need to hear this, was that being paid for my gifts felt like obligation. So whenever I would think about my dream coming true, which was doing daily YouTube videos, shifting paradigms, expanding consciousness, connecting people to their truth, to their divinity, to their magic, and to creating courses in community, because I know I'm really good at it, creating spaces for people to see and feel and evolve and expand and grow by truly knowing themselves. Like, that's all I want to do. But every time I would think about that, and I would think about subscribers, and I would think about people signing up for my courses, I would have so much fear of not being good enough, of disappointing people, of letting people down. And so, to go a little bit deeper into this is not where I thought this was going to go today, but whatever, here it is. So then in frequency mastery, we're not even a week in, and the message, there's just the magic that is happening is mind blowing. So people are starting to give me reviews already, like quite a few 5-star ones with like mind blowing testimonials, 4 or 5 days in, 6 days in. And when I put the option on the course for it to email for a testimonial, I literally felt so much like vomity fear in my gut of negative reviews or someone telling me I wasn't doing a good enough job. And I literally remember sitting there and being like, that is a bullshit story, Courtney. That is not what's going to happen. Believe that you are going to get nothing but 5-star reviews and testimonials. And thank you to those of you that have. I didn't ask anyone to do that. Yes, the system emails you and asks you, but they're not getting rewarded for that other than, the joy that they're bringing to my heart. But I didn't even need that. I didn't even need that because I feel it and I see it. And I swear I'm not sharing this because I'm just trying to convince you to join Frequency Mastery. But hey, if you want to, the link's below. I'm sharing this because this is living proof that when you do what you're here to do and you continue to follow through on what is calling to you, especially the things that don't make sense but that you can't stop thinking about, you will be so happy if you can just allow yourself to move through the bullshit, to move through the blocks. And the only way that you can do that is through living, is through being in the now, through being present, through following what feels good to you and trusting that when the things come up, you will know what to do. Your voice, your truth, your magic, your power, your passion, your light, your love. If you're still hearing this, I know you're hearing this. I'm hearing you're hearing this because your medicine is needed. What would you do if you knew that what you love doing, what lights you up, what you are innately here for, what if you knew it would save 5 lives? If you knew that you stepping out of your comfort zone, that you moving through the feelings and emotions, changing your story about them, stopping letting your stories limit you, raising your consciousness to the reality where you are living a life that you love, what if you knew raising your consciousness, raising your frequency, consciously living, super consciously creating your identity and reality, doing what you want to do, mastering your frequency, what would you do if you knew that doing that would save 5 lives? Would it be worth working through all of your bullshit? Because it is, and it will. And you may not see how. It could be, I don't know why this is always what comes up, but it may be baking pies. But you have no idea. Maybe your pies bring a group of people together who then have a soul deep connection that then start a community that then saves the lives of cats. I don't know. We never freaking know. We have no idea. And the more we think we know, the more we are limiting it. Okay, I hope you're getting my point here because my point is that you need to just feel what you're feeling and change your story around it. Change your story around your feelings instead of making your feelings wrong or you're feeling something you don't want to feel. There's nothing wrong with your feelings. It's the stories you're telling yourself about them. So change the story. See the love, see the light, see the power in the story, or just create a whole new one. Create a whole new one. I have created a whole new story. I have actually written it. Every pivotal moment, every catalyst in my life, especially all the negative ones, I changed to a narrative of thanking them, of being grateful for them. I wrote a story about my catalysts in my life, the pivotal moments, and how perfect they were to get me here. If my dad hadn't left, I wouldn't be who I am. If I hadn't dealt with 2 decades of body dysmorphia and anorexia and bulimia, I wouldn't be where I am. If I hadn't dealt with having a yoga studio and closing it in COVID and losing a community of people, I wouldn't be where I am. Like everything was for me. And of course, there's a lot more to my story, and I went deeper into it, and I encourage you to. And to change the narrative, make it all for you. Because regardless, it's happened. When we can change the way that we are seeing things, because we are the only one that is holding on to it. You are the only one holding on to your memories and your history. If you're having a hard time letting it go, then change it. Make it for you. I think that's all I have for you for today's video. Thank you for going on this journey with me. I love you so much. Enjoy your feelings. Feel them, allow them, love them. They're here to teach you and lead you and guide you. And the more that you allow yourself to love them, the more you will heal what you no longer want to feel. because it's just stored stories that are ready to be deleted, erased, rewritten, burned, whatever works for you. Okay. I love you guys.